Hello, Naples, Florida today, baby.
That's right, we're in
What's
Naples.
up, Naples?
So what's going on, man?
Dude, man, there is
Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah, bro.
That's exciting.
Can you believe it's a freaking
Yeah.
holidays already?
It's crazy,
Jeez,
right?
I swear, it's I'm completely unprepared.
Well, as we always are. Maurice prepared.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, thank goodness
Yeah.
for the wives. I've told my daughters for years that women are a superior species.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, I don't know where we want to talk about it. I mean, I think this China thing
Yes.
continues to play out again and again.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this.
Of course.
The reason why we care about China is because it affects the interest rates.
Right.
And
in a big way.
To oversimplify this, no deal means better rates. A China deal will mean, in the short term, we're talking short term, will mean worse rates.
Right. And because, okay, it's considered that the trade war is bad for America's economy. When things are bad for the economy, it's good for interest rates, and the inverse is true as well.
So that's how it works. So we've had a very interesting week when it comes to just the whole overall economical feeling or environment right now, because we have the market going up, the market's still going high at all-time highs. I mean, yesterday it went down a little bit, but the market is at all-time highs. But because there's so much tension with China, it looks like the tariffs are going to increase in December. They're saying that there's not going to be anything until January. The only news that we're getting is from the Chinese, the Republic Chinese.
Right. So
we're having low rates, the market up. It's a good time.
It is, but
for the consumer, for you as a
right.
consumer, you see the rates going down and you see your 401k going up.
Right, but it's not lost to me that the day to day. So a tweet goes out, right?
Yes,
hey,
tweets.
It seems like we're going to be fixing this trade deal, and interest rates jump up.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later, it seems like interest rates aren't, and they drop back down. I had a
Tariffs
client
are going to go up in December.
I had a client, a past client of mine, and she was really leaning on me to lock in interest rates, and I kept telling her, I'm like, look, this thing just happened with this announcement with the trade war. I'm watching it. Let me keep an eye on it for you. We'll get there.
Right.
And sure enough, I was able to save her. So far, I still haven't locked her because I don't think it's right yet. But so far, I've been able to save her about $800 in closing costs, and I'm hoping to save her even more.
Right.
So, and that was just me understanding the bond market and me being able to predict what was going on. Because you and I talk about this week to week, and the truth is, if you just follow the media, you'll get it wrong most times. You have to base information on the data.
And it's real money. I was pricing a loan yesterday, and the difference between pricing it in the morning and pricing it at night was an extra $400 for the client to have the rate they wanted.
Yeah.
An extra $400. So it's real money.
Free appraisal.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think it's super interesting. Now, having said all of this, rates are very low, historically low, but I think our job is to make sure that we lock people at the best time during the process.
Exactly.
And right now, fortunately or unfortunately, what's driving that, the biggest driving force right now, it's the whole China and America tensions.
Yeah.
So we will keep talking about this until this gets resolved, and it looks like it won't be resolved until next year.
Yeah, this is not getting resolved anytime soon. So,
Right.
so that's the
let's
first
move
thing.
on.
Yeah.
Second thing, construction loans.
Yeah, dude.
So let me talk about the FHA one that we have,
Sure.
and we have a new product.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Why don't you do FHA VA?
Okay.
I'll do the new one.
So we have an FHA and a VA construction loan. That means that pretty much everything you know about an FHA loan, everything you know about a VA loan, you can use it for a construction loan. So 3.5% down.
Yep.
If you have the lot, then if you have the land, you can use that as your down payment.
Absolutely.
And it's one-time closing, but it's a real one-time closing where we don't even have to re-pull your credit or anything.
Right. We don't requalify at the back end, which could jam some people up.
Yes. Amazing things about this. You don't need to have a high credit score for this.
Right.
620, 640 is good enough, depending
Sure.
on other things as well. Debt to income ratio can be higher than a conventional loan. When it comes to bankruptcy, foreclosures, and all that, it's going to follow all the FHA.
All of the flexibility that FHA brings to the table, it brings to this construction product.
Now, a couple exciting things. No payments until the house is built.
Correct.
When you move into the house.
Correct.
Absolutely no
it's
payments.
a HUD requirement.
It's
that way they're not stuck with their current rent payment and this mortgage payment with the house being built.
And the way we treat the interest rates is we're gonna give your rate a ceiling, and then that rate is pretty much gonna float until the house is built. If the rates are still low, then it's gonna go down. If the rates are past that ceiling, then you have a ceiling. It won't go up, and the ceiling is about 1.25% over the market today.
Right.
So it's a great loan.
If the market's 3.75, it's going to be around 5%, something like that. That's the cap, not their rate, just the ceiling.
That's the ceiling. Yeah. If you want to build with as little money as possible out of pocket, that's the loan for you.
Unless you're a veteran.
Because
then we could even
be a construction loan, and it's 0% down.
And pretty much everything we just said applies. All the benefits of VA apply. There's no payments during the course of construction. Now, the new product we have is conventional, right? So FHA and VA, it has to be a primary residence.
Correct.
Okay. On the conventional side of things, it could be an investment property, it could be a second home, and now the conventional one is a little different in that you are required to make interest payments throughout.
Yeah.
But the qualifying is
and it's interest only payments.
Interest only payments on the amount that's been dispersed.
Correct.
So construction money is generally dispersed in 4 or 5 draws throughout the course of the process. So it's the payment starts off a little bit low and then grows as time goes on as the house gets more and more complete. But it's a really good product. The thing I was most excited about is how absolutely aggressively it's priced from an interest rate standpoint.
Yes,
it is a hair higher than regular rates, which is very, very unusual. Usually construction loans are a good chunk higher. So look, anything you can think of from a construction standpoint is available to us, and I think that's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
The last thing I think,
and you can refinance all these loans a year after you move into the property without any issue. There's no prepayment penalty.
You and I have talked about. Nobody knows what the future holds, but I firmly believe that loans we're writing now, it's very realistic that we're calling them 2 years from now, saying, hey, rates are down another point, rates are down 1.5 points, whatever. I think that's very plausible. I know that sounds absurd to some people, but
look around.
Look, we're getting ready to release our first real long form video. It's over a half hour long. We will announce it to everybody when we launch, but we have done a very detailed explanation as to what's going on in the economy, the upcoming recession, how it's statistically factual that we're going into recession, why it's statistically factual that interest rates should be around the time we're saying.
Even though there's stats that might be, it's counterintuitive to think that with unemployment as low and things like that, with rates as low, how can we go into a recession? But we discuss
we break all that. Yeah. We talk about inverted yield curve, all that stuff. So, look, the last thing I want to talk about is the time of the year, man. Because look,
first of all, can we still close on a loan this year?
Yes.
If I send. No, I'm not going to send you a contract.
Please feel free to send me a contract.
If you send me a contract, you can still close this year. Why is it important to close this year as opposed to January 1st?
Because of the damn homestead exemption, okay? If you, taxes is the answer, and there's a couple components of it, but the most practical for everybody is if you buy a house in 2019, you could file for homestead exemption for your 2020 property tax year. If you close January 1st, you can't file till 2021.
Right.
So, on average, homestead exemptions save people between $500 and $800 a year. So you can save by closing December 31st, you could very realistically save $500 to $800 versus closing on January 1st.
That's right.
And that's a big benefit. And then on the income tax too, there may be some benefits.
Right.
Okay. Certainly if you're buying investment properties and things, but certain closing costs are sometimes tax deductible. Please consult your tax professional, that stuff. But there may be some income tax benefits. There are almost definitely property tax benefits. So there are a lot of benefits. Also, by the way, if you're thinking about refinancing, the thing that's cool, if you close in the month of December, you miss a mortgage payment in January.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but after writing checks for all those damn Christmas gifts,
yes,
having to write a mortgage check a week later kind of sucks.
Yes.
So you skip that.
And if you're thinking about refinancing and you have a loan that escrows where you pay taxes and insurance, taxes at this point shouldn't have been paid.
Yes.
So the loan is going to be a bit lower than if you would have done the loan 2 months ago.
Yep. So look, there's, I mean, the timing of year is important. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people start phasing out of this stuff this time of the year, and they're like, I'll just get through the holidays. And look, if that's what you choose to do, cool. Just understand there's some financial components of that decision.
Yeah. Last thing, guys, we have 99% loans. We have 101% loans. So just think about this. If you're going to go to the store for Christmas to buy an iPhone, that's going to be $1,500. That could literally be your whole down payment with us. So just think about that. Maybe ask for a house instead of an iPhone. Just saying.
Just a thought. The fact that iPhones could cost upwards of $1,500 is insanity.
The fact that iPhones could cost a down payment, it's insanity.
Yeah, you could have an actual conversation. Do I want a phone or a home?
Yes.
Guys, that's what we got for you. Listen, we are going to take next week off because, well, it's freaking the day after Thanksgiving. So we will be back in 2 weeks. And guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your friends and loved ones. And please know that we're here to help whatever you need. What's up, MJ?
Yeah, if you have any questions, we won't be doing the video on Friday. But if you have contracts, we accept contracts on Fridays too. I even accept contracts on Thanksgiving.
I'll get back to you the next morning on the Thanksgiving contract. But anyway, listen, guys, thank you very much for everybody. Thank you for watching. Please spread the love. And we will catch you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Guys, Video Library, YouTube channels. Follow us there as well. Take care, everybody.
Take care.